Hi, good evening, folks, and welcome to another midweek bumper quiz for you. Um, Coming up for you, 4 rounds of connections, a picture round for you, and then we'll have a movies quiz, and finishing off with, as we typically do, with your music round. Um, so, hope you are all safe and well out there, folks. It's been another week where we've found out, of course, that many parts of the west of Scotland are moving into Tier 4. And I know I've got some viewers in Fife. I think you're sticking with Tier 3, but it is what it is, folks, isn't it? What more did we expect? But as I've said previously, we'll not be talking much about COVID and anything really associated with it. This is all about escapism and a bit of a quiz. So, what we're starting with, as we usually start with, it's a connections round. I don't really need to explain to you what it's all about because you know, but I have to. Just it's part of my contract. See my contract here for working on this. It's written on page 421, section B54. Gary must always explain the connection round. So I'm just going to say it. 9 general knowledge questions. There is a connection to all your answers, and that is question number 10. What is that connection? Right, here we go. Oh, first of all, just to say hello to Stan, who usually does the quiz on in the granary on a Sunday afternoon. Stan is joining us tonight, I believe. And he asked me to say hello to you. Hello, Stan. How are you doing, mate? Hope you're keeping well. And I hope this quiz is up to the standard that you deliver the quizzes in the granary. Right, so here we go. Question number 1. In a game of chess, which other pieces do you begin with just 2 of at the start, apart from a rook and knights? So, in a game of chess, which other pieces do you begin with just 2 of at the start, apart from a rook and knights? You get 2 rooks and 2 knights. Which other piece do you get 2 of at the start of it? Okay, so at the start of it, you get 2 rooks and you get 2 knights. Which other piece do you get 2 of? That's probably a better way of putting it there. Terrible. Broken English, yeah. And talking about the granary, I don't know, for our Stratonian folks that watch the quiz, I've seen the for sale signs outside the granary now. Well, this is the times we're in, isn't it? It's like an old bunter there, doesn't it? That's just the times we're in now. It's happening everywhere. Well, it is. It's quite sad, actually. Right, so that was question 1. In a game of chess, which other 2 pieces do you start with, apart from a rook and knights? Which the other one that you have 2 of at the beginning of a game? Yeah, I think we've got that there. Yeah, have we? Yeah, let's hope this question's better, folks. Question number 2. Who was the first presenter of Blankety Blank when it was first broadcast on the BBC in 1979? Who was the first presenter of Blankety Blank when it was first broadcast on the BBC in 1979? Classic show, classic show. And I know it's Wednesday night, and I know obviously the football's on tonight, Scotland game. But as we always say, this quiz will be sitting there for here until whenever. So it's always accessible after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night. So if you're watching the football, and I hope you've tuned in and seen a Scotland victory, um, then then you can enjoy the quiz. Right, question number 3. Which band had number 2 hits in the UK singles charts in the 70s with Yesterday Once More and Please Mr. Postman? Which band had number 2 hits in the UK singles charts in the 70s with Yesterday Once More and Please Mr. Postman? Yeah, we're hoping obviously the celebrations from last week's epic and nail-biting match against the Serbians. But we got there in the end, didn't we? And now we want to win the Nations League group, which hopefully we'll do. Okay, that was question 3. Here's question 4. Which fictional astronaut is referenced in the David Bowie songs Space Oddity, Ashes to Ashes, and Starman? Which fictional astronaut is referenced in the David Bowie songs Space Oddity, Ashes to Ashes, and Starman. Feel like belting out that song there. I lost my page here, man, with some information about the quiz there. Too busy looking at my contract there. I lost my place. Time for a wee slip of this. There we go with the old. I was going to say tumble dryer there. I'm not going to tumble dryer. Dishwasher kicking in there. I'll stop in a minute. Had the wash machine and everything on. Boiler kicking in because the heating was on. Didn't get these problems in the summer when I was doing this quiz earlier. Didn't have heating and all that one. But anyway, we'll move on. I'll kick in a minute. I know it will. Question 5. Which manager led Hibernian back to the Scottish Premiership in 2017 after winning the championship? Who was manager of Hibs when they managed to get back to the Scottish Premiership in 2017 by winning the championship? Or who was manager of Hibs when they won the championship in 2017 to be promoted to the Premiership? There we go. It's your time warning, Gary. Get a move on. Right, question number 6. What was the title of the Bob Marley and the Wailers Greatest Hits album released in 1984? Both Joe Cocker and Lynyrd Skynyrd have also released compilation albums under the same title. So what was the title of the Bob Marley and the Wailers Greatest Hits album released in 1984? Both Joe Cocker and Lynyrd Skynyrd have also released compilation albums under the same title. Remember, there's a connection here. It's up to you to find it. That's the point here, quiz. It's up to you. It's not down to me. I know what it is because I made it up. Down to you. Okay. Right, question number 7. Which US city is nicknamed the Mile High City? Which US city is nicknamed the Mile High City? Right, so that's which US city is nicknamed the Mile High City. Question number 8. Catherine Bigelow became the first female, and so far only, to win the Best Director Oscar. For which film? Catherine Bigelow became the first female, and so far only, to win the Best Director Oscar. But for which movie? Try to actually, not that it matters to you, but try to think if I've actually seen the movie. I don't think I have actually. See some of the movies. Well, see, I was going to get a clue there because when I was going to say what type of movie it was, but you all probably know. Catherine Bigelow became the first female, and so far only, to win the Best Director Oscar for which film? Her ex-husband's done all right out though as well, hasn't he? Because was she married to James Cameron? She was, wasn't she? Was she? Right, question 9. Sammy Davis Jr. achieved his only US number 1 in 1972 with which song, which originally featured in a movie the previous year? But it wasn't sung by him. It was, so as far as I'm led to believe, I'll look at my notes here. I don't think he wanted to. He wasn't that keen on doing a cover of the song in the first place, but then twisted, and it turned out to be his best-selling song. But anyway, what's the title of it? Sammy Davis Jr. achieved his only US number 1 in 1972 with which song, which originally featured in a movie the previous year, but it was sung by somebody different. All right. And question 10, what is your connection, folks? What's the connection here? It's a connection. All right. Hold on a wee second. Let's see, what are you doing, G? It's going to try and do a wee thing there. Does that affect it? Does it affect it? No, it doesn't affect it. Right. Okay, so What is the connection? There's a connection there from your previous 9 answers, and that is the question of number 10. What is that connection? Obviously, if you've not got any yet, but you've got the connection, then that helps to maybe get the answers you've not got. I'll play a wee tune for you. Remember, at the end of it, you can send me all your answers via WhatsApp or Facebook, or, well, no, Facebook Messenger. As if you want to, don't need to. And I'll pick them up later on. And I'll play through the questions again as a wee song playing for you. So what we're going to have for you, what about this? A wee classic from, I think this was the late 90s, was it? It does. The music always sounds better with you folks. It does. Although you don't like my music choice, I know that. See, you bump into people that go, aye, oh, you Gary, aye, I've watched your quiz, aye, it's good, aye. Music's shite, mind you. Try hard to please. Do you know what? I sit and do this. I work hard at doing it all, and I think when I'm playing all this, I deserve to play some tracks that I like. And if there's the odd folk out there that like it as well, then why not? Anyway, that was Stardust. Music sounds better with you, which I actually had the record of ages ago before it was actually released. Which I'm not, but I know I said that about Born Slippy as well. But it's one of the weird things that sometimes comes across. Because I liked Daft Punk, and I heard that record. I was flicking through records in a record store in Glasgow once, and I came across this, and I went, "Oh, right, listen to it." As you could do back then, you could put it on a turntable, listen to it on with the headphones, and I went, "Oh, I quite like that." Took it, and then filed it away. Hardly played it, and then that came out. I went, "I've got that." Anyway, just a wee bit of useless information there for you, but we're moving on. It's your picture round now, folks, and what I want you to do is name the quiz show. Yep. These are pictures of quiz shows from past and present that have been screened on our British television screens down the years. Just simply name them. So here we go. Here's your first one. Number one there. Which quiz show is that? If you can see it, I hope you can see it okay. Like a good wee quiz show, which is quite ironic because I do quizzes myself, but no, it's quite good. You get to know the formats of them and say, "Oh, I wish I had come up with that idea." Don't think anybody will buy this format. Maybe Channel 5 might. Yeah. No? Okay. Anyway, that's the number. Remember, you can pause this if you wish to take a bit of time studying it, if you're that type of person. Right, there's number two. Which quiz show is that? I mean, that's a wee bit easier. Aye, come on. Come on. See, it's one of the ones, isn't it? It's either or when it comes to the timing of that, and the other one that's on the other channel. What one? I must admit, I prefer the other one. But I don't watch it as much anymore. I don't watch them. I used to record them, and then fucking Sky Planner was full of them because you had them on series. Now, like, record the whole series. And then you come across and you go, "Oh, I've not seen that for ages." And then you go in and there's about 30 of them, and you went, "I'm getting all through all that." Right, so that's two. Here's number. There's a classic. An old classic for you. And at this moment of time, since that gentleman's on the screen, I only think it's fair to say, when we're talking about quiz shows, because he did host a few himself down the years, one of the great entertainers of British TV, Mr. Des O'Connor, who sadly passed away. He always came across as quite a nice wee guy. Anyway, I'm just saying that because that's his brother. There I go. In these moments, I always ask the cooker for their advice on these dilemmas that I have. Anyway, that's number three. There is number four. Which one's that? The top 10 pies in the UK. Oh. All right, aye, okay. What's that? It's got to be. See, steak and sausage pie. See, you don't get the steak and kidney pie anywhere. Well, you don't see many of them about, do you? Scotch pie. No, any of that. All that. Aye, Scotch pie. I would say Scotch pie. Pie and beans. Pie and beans. You can't get angry with pie and beans. Anyway, which quiz is that? Another classic. Well, I'd say it's a modern day classic in my view. Right, number five. Gentleman there. He's going back to his one of the great quiz masters. Let's try and sort of base myself on him. Great guy. That used to be on in after school. I remember watching that sometimes after school. It was good, a good quiz. I think they brought it back, didn't they? With a different presenter. It wasn't as good. Number 6. Oh. Again, this was one that me and Jules recorded sometimes, and we would watch it. I quite liked it. It was quite a good tune. I think my wee Mo likes this one. If you're watching Mo, I know you like this wee quiz. In fact, you like him as well, don't you? You do, don't you? Your man there. I'll not see. I can't even remember his name actually. But it is a good format. I do like it. Saturday nights, wasn't it? Right, numbers. Here we go. That's the same man again. No, for a bit earlier on. I remember watching this in my granny's house. Smoke-filled living room. Just after Falcon Crest. This would be on. There used to be Mr. and Mrs. Falcon Crest, and then this. Some of my aunties had got through 20 fags by that time. Rightio, which that one though? Number 8. Ah, well. Need to say more. So that's 8. And number 9. Oh. No, this one. Probably maybe the toughest one out of all 10. I know the theme tune went. I was saying too much. Saying too much, G. Couples used to swap round. No, each other. No, that type of game show. No. It wasn't on a Channel 4 at midnight or something. No, did they? Nah, chop. And your final one, number 10. This is another one, I think. Was it Channel 5 tried to revive this? No, the same. It's not the same. Rightio. There you are. We'll go back through them again. Well, another wee tune's playing for you folks, okay? Give you a bit of time to think out of them if you need to. Or you can rewind it back yourself and pick it out if you want. It's up to you. It really is. Do it you. What you want. Anyway, in the meantime, let's have a bit of Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Nowhere to run, folks. slow there going through them, Gary. I had to go and get myself a beer, you know. It's priorities here. Priorities. There you go. Right, okay. So we move on now to your next round, folk. 2 more rounds to go, and we're going to be moving on to round number 3, which is movies. And it's got a comedy slant, the movies, so it's all sort of comedy movies. Questions on them, so if you're ready, here we go. Question number 1. Which 1974 comedy western was set in the fictional town of Rock Ridge, which is under threat when a conniving Attorney General tries to reroute a railroad through the town? How dare he? Shocking. Which 1974 comedy western was set in the fictional town of Rock Ridge, which is under threat when a conniving, great word, Attorney General tries to reroute a railroad through the town, or as the Americans will say, reroute. They're going to try and reroute that railroad through here. God for damn, man. Great basic American accent there. Anyway, so that is your first question there. Is it, Gary? It is. Question number 2. Who plays the tower supervisor, Steve McCroskey, in the movie Airplane? Who plays the tower supervisor, tower supervisor, Steve McCroskey, in the movie Airplane? Steve McCroskey, man. McCroskey, he'll know the answer. I prefer Steve McCorsky, but his name's Steve McCroskey, so yeah. Great comedy classic, that, isn't it? The old Airplane. Brilliant. Has it aged well? Aye. There's some comedies that don't age well. Some that you watch back and you think, God, I remember finding it funny at the time, but no. And I actually find it's more the modern stuff. No, I'm talking about maybe movies that were about 10 years ago, and you found it funny at the time, but now when you go back and watch it, you go, it was of its time. Whereas films like Airplane and all that just had its comedy right through. That's being personal. I think that's the same with sitcoms and sketch shows as well. Right, question 3. Ron Burgundy is the focal character in which series of movies? Ron Burgundy is the focal character in which series of movies? Would that maybe fall into the bracket? I don't know. No, I mean, my brother were having this conversation the other day, and we were saying that, like, if you go back and watch clips for Tune the Fat, which at the time I remember Tune the Fat was like, they used to put it on in the pub on a Friday night. I like, shut up, Tune the Fat's on. Folk would watch it. And it was funny at the time. But see, when you watch maybe clips back here, you go, that's a bit funny, but it's not hilarious. I don't know. Maybe I'm controversial with a lot of folk going, oh God, Gary, that's a fucking Scottish classic. You can't see that. I can say what I want. Right, question 4. Which voiceover actor, famous for his work on The Simpsons, also co-wrote and starred in This Is Spinal Tap and appeared in The Truman Show? Which voiceover actor, famous for his work on The Simpsons, also co-wrote and starred in This Is Spinal Tap and appeared in The Truman Show? And that one is, like, This Is Spinal Tap. You can watch that back, and that holds its head above water through the generations. No, do you know I agree? Okay. Of course you do. It's a classic, isn't it? Aye. I've just noticed I put a new wee sign in the front of some of the box there thing there. Bavarian double maturity method. And it uses fine yeast. Well, I wouldn't expect any less, to be fucking honest. Sorry, this beer uses shit yeast. Okay. No, Bavarian double maturity method, which I think is by law anyway, isn't it? Don't need to emphasise that taste, Mr. Erdinger. We know that. Right, question 5. Which 1940 film was Charlie Chaplin's first true sound feature-length movie? Which 1940 film was Charlie Chaplin's first true sound feature-length movie? And the silent movies which he did prior to that they had themselves up, didn't they? apart from, well, no, apart, but more so because of some of the stunts that they did in it, and brilliant. Because you had to be a very visual sort of actor then, didn't you? You know, because that was comedy, mate. That's how it was made folk laugh. Bit of critique here, film critique comedy here by Gary McDaniel. Yeah. Right, question numbers. Right, we've done that. Question 5, isn't it? See, I'm talking too much, I don't even remember. Right, question 6. In the movie Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, is a detective from which city? In the movie Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, is a detective from which city? Oh. Boom, 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 bim, bim, bim. Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, pretty good. 3, fucking disaster. Anyway. Question 7. In which 1976 movie did we first see Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor team up? In which 1976 movie did we first see Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor team up? Comedy gold, they two together, innit? But what was the first movie that were both in together? Because there was a few. Gene Wilder is like understated. See, and the producers he's brought in, but also is it Young Frankenstein? Is that what it's called? I mean, it plays Frankenstein anyway. Brilliant. Understated he was, wasn't he? And he was good in this one as well. I liked this. I liked this one. Again, doesn't really matter to you or anybody else whether I did, but I'd just like to say I did like this movie. Question number 8. Which Star Wars actor played Jesus, or Jesus, as we like to say in footballing terms, in the movie The Life of Brian? Which Star Wars actor played Jesus in the movie The Life of Brian? Taking a wee different slant now. Alright, so which Star Wars actor played Jesus in the movie The Life of Brian? Question number 9. Sorry. Movies such as Passport to Pimlico, The Lavender Hill Mob, and The Lady Killers were all comedies produced by which London-based studio? Movies such as Passport to Pimlico, The Lavender Hill Mob, and The Lady Killers were all comedies produced by which London-based studio? Brilliant. See The Lady Killers? Peter Sellers. Great wee classic movie. See, I think that's what I'll do see our Christmas time and that. Because the pub's not that still not going to be open. You're not going to, you know. I'm waiting for fucking us to get new tiers where, you know, you go to tier fucking 7 or something and you're not allowed to walk down your stairs in your house. You're only allowed to make one visit down the stairs per week. Open your fridge twice a week or something. That's the type of restrictions that might come in soon. But that's carry home your windy. Fucking stay in. There'll be folk coming round. That's tier number 11. No windies open. Anyway. No, watch classic movies, going to go through and watch stuff like that. The Sting, all the ones, you know, classic ones. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Tower and Inferno. Very Christmassy, that movie, Gary, I know. Right, question number 10. In 1963, we first see speaking about Peter Sellers, we first see Peter Sellers play the role of Inspector Jack Clouseau in The Pink Panther. But what is The Pink Panther? In 1963, we first see Peter Sellers play the role of Inspector Jacques Clouseau in The Pink Panther. But what is The Pink Panther? just the thought of Peter Sellers as Clouseau just makes you laugh, doesn't it, man? It is. I can't mind what it was. I was a few weeks ago. I was going through YouTube and watching like classic clips of Clouseau, Peter Sellers, and on man. See, I can't remember what one, but it's the one he goes to the house and the guy and he goes into the gym. The guy's and he's on the parallel bars. And he's just going, oh yeah. He swings off and he flies down the stairs and the house and everybody's sitting down the stairs going, what the fuck? Again, you just see stuff, oh brilliant man. Fantastic. Do you know, I'll maybe do a quiz where I just show clips like that on here. Aye, for a bit of laugh. Brilliant, isn't it? Right, anyway. So that was in '63. We first see Peter Sellers play the role of Inspector Jacques Clouseau in the Pink Panther. But what is the Pink Panther? Okay, folks, right, that's the end of round 3 for you. As I say, if you want to send me your answers, you can do so at the end of the quiz. Do it via Messenger or WhatsApp if you have my details. If not, don't worry about it. The answers will be given later on and you can mark them off yourself. For the moment, let's get back to the music and let's go for a bit of Manic Street Preachers. A song about a photographer who did a lot of work in South Africa. Quite deep, but it's a nice song. Wales' finest Manic Street Preachers with Kevin Carter. Classic wee track off Everything Must Go album, in fact. Yeah. Right. It's talking about music. We are now on to the music round, folks. And as we have been doing in previous weeks, I'm going to play you about 30 seconds of a song which was a new entry in this week's charts in years gone by. So you'll get a point if you give me the name of the correct name of the song. Correct. I'll start again. A point by naming the song, a point by naming the artist, and a point by giving me the year that it was a new entry in this week's charts in years gone by. All right. So it's a mix of which you can range back to the 60s. So, yep, we're songs this week you've got from 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Nothing beyond then, nothing before then. All right. And there is a doubler. So there is one which I've got that's two songs that were released in the same year, were new entries in the same year. All right. So bear that in mind. Okay, so here we go with your first one. So name the song, artist, and the year that this was a new entry in this week's charts. Here's your first one. Okay, so that is your first one there, number one. Here's number two. Now, I know some of them might seem easy. Well, they are. That one's pretty easy. But the trick is getting the year that it was a new entry in the charts, okay? So remember, a point for each. So that was number two. Here is number three for you. Alright, so that is question three there. Here we go with number four. Remember, look for the name of the song, the artist, and the year that it was a new entry in this week's top 40. Okay, so that's number four. Let's give you number five. Folks, here we go.
This land of broken dreams.
All right, that is number five for you. Here we move on. As you would expect, it's number six next. Okay, Song artist of the year was a new entry in the top 40.
Vision.
That's the same song, Gary. You know it.
Received a letter just the other day. Don't seem to wanna know you no more. They've laid it down, giving you their score. Within the first 2 lines, it must be read. You're not to come see us no more. Keep away from our door. Don't come round here no more. What on earth did you do that for? Our aunt, she don't wanna know. She says, what?
Okay, so that's number 6 there, folks. Here we go with number 7. Classic.
I'll take your brain to another dimension.
Carried away there, G. Carried away there, son. Why not? Right, 3 more to go. Here we go with number 8. Number 8.
Take me back down a cool water flow, y'all. Let me remember things I don't know. Stopping at the lower taxi back.
Okay, that's 8. Remember, we're looking for the name of the song, artist, and the year it was a new entry in this week's charts. Here's number 9.
There's things that I regret, like being called a nervous wreck and working up another sweat for you. There's nothing I can do.
Okay, so that was your penultimate one there. And here is your last one. Okay. Remember, some of you will think, how do you pick these songs? These are just what this week's new entries were in years gone by. Alright. Some of the Dungeons I push out the way, obviously. Others I can't play because they'll only allow me. Anyway, here we go. Here's your last.
Saw me them at the parties and I wished I'd never been. As I held the rope up through the scope, I wished I'd never seen. Where the air turned red as the bodies bled into a schoolboy stream. But who were that could only stare into this world to see?
Okay, so that was your last one there, folks. Number 10. Okay. So you can rewind them back and listen to them back again if you wish to. And then you can send me your answers if you want to again. It's up to you. Because that is it, folks. That is the end of the quiz. Yes. Quick as that. What do you mean it wasn't that quick? Anyway, that is us. Okay, so have a wee break for the music and then I'll give you your answers. So it gives you time to send me your quiz. It's up to, people say to me, Gary, people can just hang on and then see the answers and then say, I don't care really at the end of the day. You're only cheating yourself at the end of the day. But this is for folk that are just playing along at home and don't want to send me any answers or anything so they can check them after themselves. That's the point of the whole thing. Right. I have to say that every week, but anyway. Anyway, with all the news today and everything else, and God knows with the world, I'm just playing this.
The eve of destruction.
The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. We can't afford the water. Everyone is left to die. Keep running, keep running. Keep running, keep running. Maybe I'll find a friend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Spend all weekend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Spend all weekend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Maybe I'll find a friend. Spend the weekend. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction. The eve of destruction.
Yeah, the eve of destruction there from the fine Chemical Brothers, which reminiscent actually because it was about this time last year that I seen them live. God, live gigs. Will they come back? Let's hope. Right, okay, let's get through your answers now, folks, see how you've got on. So the first round was the connection round, and here is your answers. Question 1 was, in the game of chess, which other piece do you start with two of, apart from the rook and the knights? Is the bishops. Question 2, who was the first presenter of Blankety Blank when it was first broadcast on the BBC in 1979? That was Terry Wogan. Question 3, which band had number 2 hits in the UK singles charts in the 70s with Yesterday Once More and Please Mr. Postman? That was the Carpenters. Question 4, which fictional astronaut is referenced in the David Bowie songs Space Oddity, Ashes to Ashes and Starman? That's Major Tom. Question 5, which manager led Hibernian back to the Scottish Premiership in 2017 after winning the championship? That was Neil Lennon. Question 6, what was the title of the Bob Marley and the Wailers' greatest hits album released in 1984? Both Joe Cocker and Leonard Skinner have also released compilation albums under the same title. That is Legend. Question 7, which US city is nicknamed the Mile High City? That's Denver. Question 8, Catherine Bigelow became the first female, and so far only, to win the Best Director Oscar for which film? That was The Hurt Locker. Question 9, Sammy Davis Jr. achieved his only US number 1 in 1972 with which song, which originally featured in a movie the previous year? The movie was Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Was that what it was called? That's just because I know the remake was called something else, wasn't it? Get late, and get tired. Anyway, the answer was The Candyman. And what was your connection? Famous Johns: John Bishop, John Terry, John Carpenter, the movie director, John Major, the former PM, John Lennon, John Legend, John Denver, John Hurt, great actor, and John Candy, another great actor. So famous Johns it was, right? Your picture round was next, folks, and it was quiz shows. There we go. Number 1 is the daytime quiz show, I believe, on BBC called Impossible. Well, I must know because I know that wee bit. 2 is The Chase. 3 is Name That Tune. Remember, Name That Tune in 2. Impossible. Talk about that was impossible. 4 is Tenable. Number 5 is the great 15 to 1 with William G. Stewart. Is it William G. Stewart? Aye. Is it William G. Stewart? After me going on about how great he is. Number 6 is Who Dares Wins. 7, Crosswits. That was the name of it. Tom O'Connor there, of course. Number 8, of course, is Pointless. 9 is Every Second Counts. Paul Daniels presented that. And number 10, of course, Going for Gold. That's probably Albert there from Belgium playing such and such for Sweden. I can't. Well, they've got the wee flags on their name, but anyway. Right, so that was number 10. Was Going for Gold. Right, let's get. I'll bring the answers up there for you. There you go. Just so you can check them. Sorry if the 3-camera bit's missing a wee bit out there, but I did give you the answers. Right, round 2, movies, comedy answers here. Question number 1, which 1974 comedy western was set in the fictional town of Rock Ridge, which is under threat when a conniving Attorney General tries to reroute a railroad through the town? That is, of course, Blazing Saddles. Question 2, who plays the tower supervisor Steve McCroskey in the movie Airplane? That is Lloyd Bridges. 3, Ron Burgundy is a focal character in which series of movies? It's Anchorman. Question 4, which voiceover actor, famous for his work on The Simpsons, also co-wrote and starred in This Is Spinal Tap and appeared in The Truman Show? That's Harry Shearer. 5, which 1940 film was Charlie Chaplin's first true sound feature-length movie? The Great Dictator. Brilliant movie as well. 6, in the movie Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, is a detective from which city? It's Detroit. Question 7, in which 1976 movie did we first see Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor team up? It was The Silver Streak. The train. Remember the one about the train? Mm-hmm. Question 8, which Star Wars actor played Jesus in the movie The Life of Brian? That was Kenneth Coley. Question 9, movies such as Passport to Pimlico, Lavender Hill Mob and The Lady Killers were all comedies produced by which London-based studio? That's Ealing Comedies, as they were known. And 10, in 1963 we first see Peter Sellers play the role of Inspector Jacques Clouseau in the Pink Panther. But what is the Pink Panther? It's a diamond, of course, a diamond. Right, let's get to your music ones, folks, and let's go through your answers for that. Here was your first one. Remember, we're looking for artist, song, and the year it was a new entry in this week's charts. Of course, that's Blondie with Union City Blue, and that was a new entry in this week's charts in 1979. 1979. And at number 2 is, of course, Madonna with Like a Virgin, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1984. 1984. Right, number 3. That's ELO, or Electric Light Orchestra, with Living Thing, which was a new entry in this week's chart in 1976. 1976, folks. Number 4. That is A Flock of Seagulls with Wishing, If I Had a Photograph of You, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1982. 1982. Here's number 5. That's Jimmy Ruffin. Jimmy Ruffin with What Becomes of the Broken Hearted, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1966, folks. 1966. Here we go with your next one, which was number 7. Which was number 6. Sorry.
Received a letter just the other day. Don't seem to wanna know you no more. I've laid it down, given.
That is Madness with Embarrassment, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1980. 1980, folks. Right, number 7. It's The Prodigy with Out of Space, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1992. Yeah, I know, 92. Unbelievable. Right, number 8. That is CCR, or Creedence Clearwater Revival, with Green River, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1969. 1969, folks. Penultimate one.
There's things that I regret.
That is Shed 7 with Chasing Rainbows, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1996. Yes. And your final one, number 10. That is The Skids with Working for the Yankee Dollar, which was a new entry in this week's charts in 1979. That was your doubler, folks. That was your doubler. Right, let's just give you clarification on them, folks. There you go. So remember, a total of 30 points can be up for grabs there. A point for each in each question. All right. Okay, well, that is us, folks. Thank you very much for taking part, as per usual. I'll be back next week again at 8 o'clock with another bumper quiz. We're probably going to run these right up to about Christmas time, the way things are going, and then we'll see how things pan out from then. And as we get closer to that time, we'll maybe do a wee live. Maybe a wee live one over the Christmas New Year period, during the night. Not during the night, but at night. But remember, I am on Twitch on a Sunday from now from 10 o'clock till 12. 10 o'clock from 10 till 12, folks, from this Sunday. And again with that, as we get closer to Christmas, we'll maybe do a wee longer show with more quizzes and more music. Yes. Yeah, anyway, for the moment, folks, as I always like to say,
Now I like to say goodbye to all my fellow friends. And if you like this shit on here, I'll see your ass again.
yeah, thank you very much, folks. You stay safe out there. Well, if you're out there, because there's not many folk going out now. But no, you keep safe and hope everything's well. And I'll see you maybe Sunday, if no, back here next week. Take it easy, folks. Bye.